What is going on, Honorable Hopper of the Weeds? Welcome back to the show, the house that never sleeps. I'm going to work on this D15 today. We're going to, I tuned it up, by the way, a day ago, 24 hours ago, and left it. And the reason I did that, I wanted to see how structurally stable the guitar is. I can tell that by tuning it and then leaving it 24 or 48 hours and check it. See if the tuning's dropped any. And it has not moved, man. It's dead on the... That one might be a little bit low. And that one just a cent low, maybe. So that tells me it's a very stable guitar. Not all guitars are stable. Even some electric guitars will just bend and move, man, and the tuning will fluctuate on it. This guitar is not like that. So I'll bring you over here closer. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get everything. I'm going to measure the nut action, neck relief, string action, record all of this stuff, and get the strings off and inspect it. And we're going to decide what all we're going to do to it. So let's get on with it. Hold on. So we know the guitar is very stable. It's a very stable, sturdy guitar. That's always a good thing. I don't want that yet. I'm going to measure the nut action first. And I'd like to see about 16 to 18 thousandths. The action's high on this. I'll just go ahead and go with an 18 here. 10 and an 8. And let's see if it's less than that. The third string looks like it's lower than... It's less than 18. It must be 16. That's perfect, man, if that's what it is. He's going to put a bone, he wanted me to put a bone nut in it, and it is bone. I checked it, and it's already got a bone nut in it. Most of these D15s do. Alright. Now I got 16. Yeah, boy. That's perfect, man. It is 16, just exactly what it is. I don't know how well you probably can't even see what I'm doing. But it is 16. That's good. This is very much good. Alright. Now I'll put this on. The only thing we're going to do today is I want to humidify this guitar a little bit. And let me write this down. 0.016 nut action. Just record everything and get the strings off of it, check inside, check the plane of the fretboard to the plane of the bridge. And I want to come way down here and note it because that's where the truss rod ends, right there. And we come down here to the 7th fret, 8th. Wow, it's dead on 12, man. Dead on the money. You can hear the rust on that thing. Very rusty feelers gauge. I got brand new ones laying over there, but I would have to get up and go over there and get them. So I'll just use the rustic antique ones. Alright, neck relief is 0.012. String action now. We'll compare all this, at least the string action, because that's the complaint. We'll compare it with after the work is done. 4, 5, 6, 7 64ths on the low E string, 12th fret. That's high. Well, that's in Martin's high recommendations. 6 64ths on the high E 12th fret. And Martin recommends that. It's higher than most people like, but that's they have a high recommendation and a low recommendation. And that's their very highest recommendation right there, Martin's. 7 64ths and 6 64ths. Alright. Now we'll compare that later on. The problem is, see, I showed you on the last video on this guitar, the saddle's too low. There's no room to shave it down any lower. and the action's too high. So I'm thinking if this plane of this fretboard does not match this of the bridge, I already talked to the owner, and if it don't match, he wants me to shave the bridge rather than reset the neck. So let me get strings off of it, and we'll check that right now and decide what we're going to do with it. Hold on, I won't bore you to death with me taking off strings. Hold on. I thought this might be a good opportunity to show you what Elixir strings looks like with a macro lens. So if I can get zoomed in here a little bit. You can look at the string in the center it's focused on. I actually see where that stuff came up out of the winding. If I can hold the camera still enough, should have a tripod, I know, but it's like the other feeler's gauge. I would have to get up and move to get it. It's been a long day here. Check that out, man. These macro lenses are sweet, baby. Thank you guys for that. And the camera as well. Anyways, that's what Elixirs look like when they're very worn under the microscope, so to speak. Hold on. Showed you all this a whole bunch of times. I figured I might as well show it to you again. A lot of people don't see those videos, new subscribers. So I'm going to show you again while I'm doing it. Acoustic guitar. Easy way to get the pins out when you're changing strings. I've already got these loose. I'm going to lay them in the order that I took them out. Get a hold of the string about an inch from the pin. Try to shove it down in. If the thing goes down in there like that, 9 times out of 10 you can pull that pin out with your fingers. Almost every single time. So try it again. Usually on the wound strings, get it about an inch up here. That one's a little bit tighter. And you can pull the pin right out with no problem whatsoever. Sometimes you still got to use a puller. These, it doesn't really, they're usually loose in there anyway. But yeah, there's a tighter pin, but I still pulled it out with my fingers. Sometimes you got to use a puller still yet, but that is one way of, you know, making it a lot easier job. Here's one more thing about this area. I was thinking about if we shave this, if we do have to shave it, and sometimes some guitars you got to lower the saddle slot, make it deeper too. Not so much on this particular guitar, as you can see right here. Look how thick the bridge is, from the bottom of it to the top of it. You know, you would think that bridge would work in the guitar, but it goes way down in that slot, and I can see down in the slot is really deep. So we're not going to have to lower deepen the slot any whatsoever, if we even have to shave the top here. We had 12 thousandths relief, if you remember. When I took the strings off, just looking down the neck, it looks like it's straight. It needs to be straight for what we are about to do. It is straight. Okay. You need to have a straight neck whenever you do this. I'm just going to set the straight edge on the fretboard and slide it back. I'm going to try to do this so you can see. Actually, let me turn it around this way. And there you can see it does hit the bridge. It's just barely scraping over it right there. That's such a little bit, man. Yeah, I can push it up over the bridge and then it lifts up right here. See that? That's because the bridge is lifting it up. And we don't want that. The bridge should be, the plane of that bridge should be identical to the plane of the fretboard. And you can see right there, it's not. Seems to be worse up on this end for some reason. Okay, and the saddle that I was talking about, the owner, this is bone, and he wants a tusk saddle in it anyways. So I'm just going to make a brand new saddle for it, a nice high one, and keep the action down low as possible. And like I say, I've already talked to him. I knew this was going to be like this. And it's such a little bit, man. But you saw how low the saddle is. I'll put it in there and show you real quick just how low it is. Put it in like so. I'll get you a shot here maybe. There's just no room to lower the strings anymore. See how low this is over here? It's almost gone, man. A little bit more on this side, the bass side. A higher saddle will help the sound of this guitar a bunch. Well, a higher saddle and it being tusk, that's going to make a huge difference too in the sound of it. I prefer a bone nut and a tusk saddle. That's just what I like, man. And I have checked the radius of the fretboard. This is what I expected it to be. It's a 12 all the way from one end of it to the other. I didn't expect a compound radius, but I just want to see what it was, because when I make the saddle, I got to make that saddle have a 12-inch radius on the top of it, the top where the strings comes over, to match the fretboard. But first, we got to get this and this to match. We want this. Personally, I like to see, you slide this straight edge over the bridge, I like to see at least 20 thousandths of a gap there. You know, at least that between the straight edge and the top of the bridge. Had a guy tell me today I was wrong, that had it backwards. He said the white piece was the bridge and the saddle was the wooden part. That's what he said. Man, you all wouldn't believe the stuff that goes on in my videos, older videos, in the comments. You wouldn't believe it. I showed you the frets on this the other day. We got to do the frets on it too. So the nut has got to come out. And I always lay a rag over the guitar, like so. Take a block of wood and set right against that nut. And you don't have to hit it very hard. Just that right there did it. And she's out. I see a lot of people really beating on those things hard, man. Yeah, it's definitely bone. Not tusk and not plastic. Now that way, with that out of there, we go filing these frets down. You know, I can come all the way up, all the way down into infinity, you might say. Well, probably just up to the pegs here, but you don't need to go any farther than this fret right here. Check that out, man. It has hardly any wear at all on it. It almost looks like someone's put that in there not long ago. I don't know, but it doesn't have any wear like you see on old guitars like this. Not sure how old this one is, but check that out. Very little bit of string ball wear. Just thought you might want to see that. And something else. Hold on. I want to show you the neck block. Guitar's got a rather unique neck block in it. Comes down and curls back right up against that brace. That's where you adjust the truss rod through that hole in the brace. But I just thought that neck block was funky. You don't see very many like that. Well, they're in D15s. I don't think 28s or any other Martin models has it. Interesting. And I'm going to put a humidity gauge or hygrometer, whatever you call them where you live, down in the hole here. I'm going to cover it up with this dampened acoustic guitar cover. And put a couple pieces of tape over the holes back here, so we only get a true reading of what the humidity inside the guitar, content in the wood. That's very important. If you just stick a humidity gauge in there and leave it for 3 or 4 hours, you're going to get a reading, but you're not going to get the humidity content of the wood. You're getting the humidity content of the inside of the guitar. So I'm going to leave that in there until tomorrow, 24 hours at least. Really need to leave it in there longer than that to get a true moisture content of the wood. That's how much moisture is inside of the wood right now. But I'll fill you in on that on the next video before we start on the frets. I got to find all my fret files and stuff, crown files, and what else? Radius blocks, and I need to pick up a set of strings for this too, as soon as I can remember to do it. Anyways, cheers folks, thanks for watching, I hope you liked it. And wait till you hear this guitar. Good Lord. I started to play it for you a little bit when I had strings on. I thought, no man, need to keep it a secret and let them hear it in the end when it's done. So that's what I decided to do. Wait, you're going to believe it, man. The D15 sounds like this one does. Oh yeah, by the way, the owner of this guitar, his name's Devin. He's got a YouTube channel. I told you the guy can pick. I'm going to put links in the description down here, and I'll put one in the end screens to his channel. And if you like, you know, just picking guitar, or if you're wanting to learn to play guitar, you need to check his channel out. The guy is awesome picker. He's an awesome guy, and he, good Lord, he can pick, man. You need to go there and check his channel out, listen to him, give him a listen, and you might want to take lessons off of. He gives them right on his channel, and he's got a website as well. I'm going to put that in the description, and maybe a end screen if I can do it. I don't know if you can do that or not on YouTube. But you got to check this guy out. Go to his YouTube channel and give him a listen. He would appreciate it. And besides that, you might want to hear this guitar, him pick it when he gets it back. I think he's going to make a little video, you know, of what he thinks of it, or the work, or whatever. Anyways, just do it, man. Just go listen to him. I'll see you soon. Cheers.